The entire NBA community has been buzzing non-stop with Lonzo Ball news, LeVar Ball rants and soundbites, his brother's crazy hair and offensive game, and the Ball family even has their own reality TV show now. With all of this going on, it can be hard to cut through the hype and talk and see Lonzo for the truly great young point guard that he is. Lonzo Ball had dominated the Summer League, being named MVP before an ankle injury kept him out of almost all of the preseason. Talk moved to Kyle Kuzma being one of the biggest draft steals in history, and Lonzo dropped off of the radar a little bit, as people awaited his regular season debut. And when he did debut against the Clippers, they made it their mission to press up on him, not give him much room, and Lonzo struggled a little bit as a result. The media and fans went crazy, overreacting to the one game and talking about how he was all of a sudden going to struggle this year. This video will talk about Lonzo's upcoming season and how he's going to have a very strong campaign for Rookie of the Year, as well as discussing Lonzo's future in the league in general and how he has MVP potential in his career. But first I wanted to talk a little bit about something that is becoming more and more of a problem within the NBA and sports fans in general: overreacting. In the 21st century, we are swamped with tweets, Instagrams, Reddit, Facebook, YouTube videos, and clickbait journalism. A lot of the time, hot take ideas and journalism are some of the easiest ways to get views, clicks, and recognition. But doing so requires people to flip-flop and overreact to every tiny thing that happens in whatever sport they are covering. Just looking at the Lakers as an example, and you can see it all over the place. Brandon Ingram played a fantastic first Summer League game, and everyone was hyping him up. Then he struggled in the preseason, and people are asking for him to be traded and calling him a bust. And then with Markelle Fultz, people are beginning to form heavy judgments on him after just a few games. These guys were high picks for a reason. The constant flipping on position on them makes no sense, and the egg will land on your face if you continue to do this. It took less than 24 hours for anyone who had called Lonzo out after his first game to look silly, as he put up 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists in his second game in the NBA against the Phoenix Suns. And sure, it was against the Phoenix Suns, who have shown an absolutely outstanding lack of defensive effort for an NBA team. But these kind of numbers are ridiculous for your second game against any team. Lonzo showed immense composure the whole game and knew when to look for his shot, when to push the pace, and when to pass to his teammates. Lonzo still has his incredibly unique and weird shooting motion, which every single commentator just has to bring up that they don't like it. And whilst if I was training a player from the ground up, I definitely wouldn't advise or allow this motion, but it is so ingrained in Lonzo's muscle memory that you would be insane to try and get him to change it. Plus, the ball actually goes in at a high clip when he shoots threes, with him shooting 41.2% in college and nailing 5 of 12 attempts in his first 2 games this season. His misses might look absolutely terrible, but it doesn't change any outcome of the court if they go in at the rate of a good shooter. The most impressive thing about Lonzo has been his basketball IQ and willingness to pass. Most stars tend to like to have the ball in their hands for most of the game, and just take a look at LeBron, Chris Paul, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and the list goes on, but Lonzo wants to push the ball as much as he can. It is very rare that you will see Lonzo stay still with the ball, as he is either moving off ball, shooting, dribbling, or passing, and initiates his offense very quickly. And as a result, the ball doesn't actually stay in Lonzo's hands much of the time. His teammates actually have the ball quite a high percentage of the game. On top of this, Lonzo loves to grab rebounds, and frequently hangs off his man at the end of the shot clock to grab the board. In a similar vein to Westbrook, this allows him to push the pace and initiate the fast break offense. Westbrook is definitely more menacing by himself on the break, as he charges to the rim and passes, dunks, or makes a tough layup, but Ball takes a different approach. He trusts his teammates completely and pushes the ball forward by passing as much as possible. Taking advantage of the old basketball saying, the ball moves faster than feet. And while they struggled against the Clippers, you could still see this in that game, and you could definitely see it in the Phoenix game. Lonzo was hitting the furthest ahead Laker every time on the break, and whilst he didn't always get an assist for it, you could see the impact. And it's just one of those moments and things in basketball that counting stats cannot capture. Lonzo has also impressed me with his half-court passing. He struggled with the pick and roll in college a little bit, but looks to be benefiting from playing with NBA level players in Brook Lopez, Larry Nance Jr., and Kyle Kuzma. Lopez is a phenomenal big man to help Lonzo out in this aspect of the game. His increased 3-point range helps space the floor and allows him to threaten to fade in the pick and roll. but it is his insane skill level that really shines here. Wherever Lonzo gets him the ball, he can make use of it and get a look at the rim. So that when Lonzo doesn't nail the perfect pass, it doesn't result in a turnover, and Lonzo will still be able to get a good look at the basket most of the time. This cushion will be crucial to Lonzo's development, and after a full season with Lopez, I expect him to be a lot better at running the pick and roll. And outside of the pick and roll, he is still a great passer in the half court, drilling passes to the corner and to cutting teammates. And this passing is absolutely catching on with the rest of his team, and I'm sure it will even more as the season progresses. Guys like Clarkson, Nance, Ingram, Caruso, and Kuzma are all giving up the ball as soon as they see an open teammate, and the ball whizzing around the court has been a lot of fun to watch on this young Lakers team. But they are very young, and no matter how good I think Lonzo is, he and the other Lakers are quite bad on the defensive end, and I don't see it changing for the course of this season. But that is fine. The Lakers aren't trying to win the championship in the next 2 years, and they simply need to develop on the defensive end. It would be fantastic to see some development on this end this year from key players, but I feel we may have to wait till the next year to see it. And now let's discuss why I think Lonzo Ball has huge MVP potential over the course of his career. I first want to clarify by saying that I do mean the potential to win one over his career. Winning an MVP is exceptionally hard, and a lot of things have to go right. But Lonzo is one of those players that could win one if the dominoes fall in the right places. I'm not saying that he's definitely going to win one, just that he is one of the rare players that will have a shot at winning one in his career. And my biggest reason for this prediction is the fact that a Lonzo Ball team has to be built around him and focus him as one of the main players. Because of Lonzo's unique skills, to get the maximum out of him, you need guys who can run, shoot threes, finish in transition, and defend. I think the Lakers are fully aware of this and will be looking to construct a roster around Lonzo's unique skill set. Magic respects him, and they already traded D'Angelo Russell in order to give him the reins in his rookie year. In his prime, Lonzo will have the ball and the keys to his team, and he could put up some seriously high assist numbers as well as scoring numbers. If his three-point shot remains somewhat consistent in his career, he'll also score at a high clip, and has already shown he can finish when he actually does get to the rim. It really wouldn't be out of the question to see Lonzo put up some insane stat line like 20 plus points and 12 plus assists per game with a lot of rebounds in the prime of his career. Plus, he's just one of those guys that loves to win. You can see it in his competitive nature on the court, and his dad doesn't ever stop talking about how it is the point guard's job to win. But LeVar Ball has done an amazing job raising his son, both as a person and a basketball player. And I think Lonzo will have an incredible career with the Los Angeles Lakers. They already have core talent around him in Brandon Ingram, who I am a big believer in, as well as Kyle Kuzma and maybe even Jordan Clarkson for the long term. They will need to make some more signings in free agency to really take them to the next level, but getting the top tier talent is the hardest thing to do in the NBA, and the Lakers have two, in Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe for more NBA videos in the future, and leave a comment down below on what you think of Lonzo and if you think he could win an MVP in his career.